JJ Byers, and this is Jonathan McKinney. You're watching Writing, Talking and Dog Walking, and today we are answering another question. So we got a question from Gareth Shelley, who wanted to know how much description you should put into things.
Yeah, how to decide.
How do you decide how deeply you describe things?
Yeah, so we're obviously talking about novels at this point.
Yeah, this is not script work, this is novels or short stories, etc.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. For me, when I started writing novels, I didn't describe a lot, to be honest. I was very focused on the dialogue and the behaviour, and something I've tried to develop myself. That's not very well put. Something I've tried to develop in my writing is the ability to describe how the character's feeling more. Yeah, the prose. I am not really. That's not my biggest strength, prose per se. So that is something I've been working on forever, basically.
And that's okay, because we're all learning all the time.
Yeah, and the good news is that you can pretty much put as much prose in a book as you like.
If you look at the work of Stephen King as an example, he uses a lot of prose. He's very heavy on the prose. He describes a lot. Not always, but a lot of the time there is a lot of description.
Hi.
There is a lot of description and a lot of words. That's why they're so long.
Yeah, and also his plots are wide and complicated and slow.
But then other writers will use less. And essentially what we're saying is, describe in as much detail as you as a writer want.
Yeah.
But my advice would be,
Yep.
people don't necessarily care what colour the curtains in the room are.
No, nobody cares what colour the curtains are.
What people care about most is how the characters feel.
Yeah.
And if the colour of the curtains affects how they feel, it's relevant because they bring a memory.
Yeah, if it reminds the characters of something, horrible. Yeah, she does.
So focus on your descriptions should be relevant for me, because that's what I personally enjoy the most in stories.
Mm-hmm.
The descriptions should be relevant to your character, whichever character's point of view you're in. If something triggers a memory or evokes an emotional response, it's worth describing. If the room has 7 chairs and 3 pictures on the wall and blue curtains, and the curtains have a slight speckled pattern, nobody cares.
No one cares. Like, ultimately,
if who's sitting in those chairs,
if you're in a new room,
that is interesting.
If your main character is in a new place and you want to give the reader a vague sense of what it looks like, a couple of details is enough. I mean,
for instance, the book
smell of tobacco or whatever.
The book I'm working on at the minute, the woman, after her husband leaves her and she loses a lot, she moves back in with her parents. She goes into her old bedroom.
Yeah.
And there's a McFly poster on the wall.
Right.
Because she is remembering the feeling of being a teenager again, and she's back in the home that she grew up in.
That's really good.
So the reference point is the McFly poster. It's not all the other things on the wall, because nobody cares. What they care about is that one thing that triggers the memory.
It's as close as possible to the way that you actually feel when you're in a room.
Exactly. You don't walk into your childhood bedroom and be like, oh look, the carpet is a slightly olive shade of green. You don't do that emotionally in your head. What you do is you focus on the things that trigger an emotional response in yourself.
Yeah, so like there's a moment in a Halloween novel I wrote a couple of years ago called Unholy Water, where one of the main characters, Jack, is walking outside. It's this time of year, it's October, and he is frustrated by the lack of chill in the air, because he essentially, there's just a tiny mention.
I feel that sometimes.
I feel that all the time.
I like it when there's a chill.
So yeah, he's impatient for the seasons to change. He's frustrated by his place in the world because he's stuck in one place.
So then rather than describing what exactly the weather is like, you are doing it through the character's own perception of it.
Yeah, and his frustration, that speaks to his emotional state, and that's what's interesting to your reader. So the prose should be how the character feels, and it doesn't have to be, this is where you can be creative. So the McFly poster, the frustration at the lack of chill right before winter.
But you don't have to necessarily go into a lot, or you can go into more. It depends on your own personal style. And the thing is, if you find a readership that likes your personal style, which obviously that's another challenge, finding your readership, but the point is, some people have, if we reference Stephen King, love the work of Stephen King. They love the complexity, they love the depth, they love the length, they love all of it.
He writes to his strengths.
Exactly. other people don't like Stephen King for the exact same reasons that other people love them.
Yeah, and that's totally fine.
It's completely fine, because if you find your audience and you write in your style, obviously if you write terribly and are really boring, you're not going to find a readership. But basically, write to your strengths.
Yeah, write to your strengths. Focus on how the characters are feeling all the time.
If you like a lot more description, a lot more prose in your books, write it.
Yeah. And
write what you want to read, basically.
Yeah, don't just write a script. Like, there needs to be more than he said, she said around the dialogue. But
ultimately, there's no hard and fast rule about
really
how much
is no
description to
absolute
put
rule.
in. You are writing a book. You are not writing a formula.
And the advice I always give to every question really is just to write through this insecurity, because once you're finished, once your book is finished, you can then give it to people to read, and they will give you the feedback that you're looking for. Find
yourself a good proofreader who tells you the truth about your description, and if you need more or less, and go with that, because you might call it
experienced readers will be able to tell where your writing fits in the genre that you're writing, and whether it could do with more or less. It might be that you're going on for paragraph after paragraph about how your main character feels about something, and you need to move on.
Yeah.
But it might be
you won't know until you've written it.
Yeah, it might be that the reader can't get a grasp of this character because there's not enough.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, that is our advice to that question. Thank you very much, Gareth Shelley.
Write through it. That's the main thing. You will get better by writing.
So you can find us on www.sirenstories.co.uk. On there you can subscribe for free to win things every month, free giveaways. Also, you'll find links to our books, our podcasts, our blogs, our music, and everybody else's work as well. And there's a great proofreader on there as well.
Yes,
if you need one.
we will start plugging stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, if you like the music at the start of this video, then come and check out my music, because that's my music.
So yeah, also you can find us on Twitter. I'm Judy Ann Rose, he's John_Muck. Come on there, ask us these questions. We love getting them. We want to give you the advice that you want. And we've got loads of it. So we will just keep putting out these videos, and hopefully we'll be able to inspire and help some more people on writing, because writing is amazing.
Writing is amazing.
So thank you very much for watching this. Can you please give this video a thumbs up?
Smash the like button, please. Fellow YouTube enthusiast. Is that what we do?
Oh my god, the kids are going to be so ashamed when they watch this.
No, they're going to love it. They're still very little.
Old.
It's in another 5 years they'll hate it.
Yeah.
Right now they'll think it's incredible. They'll be calling each other fellow YouTube enthusiasts in no time.
God, we're going to break our children.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you can subscribe to this channel and make sure you never miss another video, the more subscribers, etc. we get, the more we're able to do.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.
Great stuff.
Bye.
Bye.